Yo,
Yo,
what's going on, people? Welcome to the Brandon Hover Show. What's happening? Everybody's doing good out there in Brandon Hover land. Hover, what's going on with
oh man, everything's good, man. Everything's good. Ready for another action-packed show tonight. Um, there's some stuff going on as always in the sports world,
you? Always,
and ready to get on into it, man.
always. How's the weekend, man?
Weekend was good. I went down to Macon, spent some time with family,
Good stuff, good stuff.
um, and came back. Yeah, it was pretty good. Weather wasn't that great.
Yeah, what's up?
Um, but
Cold and rainy.
yeah, a lot of rain, man. Especially when I was coming back.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, it was pretty bad.
yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty bad, man. It sucked. Absolutely sucked, man. But look, we got an action-packed show for everybody. Good stuff going on up here, chillaxing. A lot going on, and a little bit going on in the sports world between basketball and football. We had a lottery draft. Got to talk about that, and we might even talk about some Diddy action. I don't know. He going down, but so
yeah, yeah.
we talking some basketball and some other things mixed in between. So glad everybody could join the show. Welcome to the Brandon Hover Show. We are here every Wednesday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. And we talk sports. It's primarily in the city of Atlanta, Georgia, but wherever you're from, feel free to give us a call and give your team a shout out wherever you're from and speak on it. Hope what you got. Put the cup down, Hope. Put the cup down.
Yeah.
He get out track every now and then.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, go ahead and thank the listeners, new listeners, for joining us tonight. And I want to go ahead and we got a special guest in the house, Steve. He co-hosts the Braden Hover Show from time to time.
Steve,
So Steve is going to be joining us tonight, giving some fire commentary as always.
you know how
Want to
you
give a
do.
want to give a special shout out to Lou. Lou Lou
Lou.
is not in the house at the moment, but you never know. Lou may just pop out of nowhere. You know how Lou do. But
Yeah,
Brad,
Lou trying to see what those Knicks are doing.
yeah. You know how Lou is.
Yeah.
So check out Lou's show. It's Enhanced Sports Show. So, yeah, yeah, he'll be if he's in the house, he'll be joining us as well. Other than that, man, want to shout out to give any other shout outs.
Shout out to Atlanta old school drummers. Let's get it. Some about to get crunk. About to get hot. About to get real busy on these weekends. So shout out to Atlanta old school drummers in a place near you where you got the party, got a parade, got an event going on. Check out AOS Drums. Find us on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook. Look us up. Book us
That's what's up.
to the next event.
That's what's up.
Look, man, Diddy going to jail. Oh, well, he's already in jail. He gonna stay in jail, man. Diddy going down, man.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. I
Diddy
don't.
going.
Yeah, I agree, man. I don't see. I mean, as much as I mean, just let's face it, man. Facts is facts. I mean, it just the thing with the Diddy case. There's a there's just so there's
About to
just so
unpack.
there's just so much to unpack. And I think when I'm not even talking about the Cassie thing. I'm just saying
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm just saying they just starting off with that. They ain't even got into the other heavy yet.
That's just the appetizer.
They give and to his and to the prosecutors, man. I mean, they already knew how they were gonna come with this.
Yeah.
So they giving you the appetizer and getting you ready for the entree.
Yeah.
That's how I see the case playing out, Brett.
Yeah. And I know that there's a lot of graphic testimony going on at the time, and Cassie got to relive a lot of that stuff. But the defense is really just trying to prove that she put herself in that position, that he didn't force her in that position. But we can't get wrapped up in the how he abused. I mean, which was bad. But that's not what's going to give him time. What's going to give him time is a whole lot of other stuff in terms of number one, the light stuff in terms of when she tried to leave, he forcibly kept her. So it's that kidnapping, it's that entrapment. But then the bigger issue is what did she see while she was with Diddy? And so whether trafficking, with some underage people there, underage trafficking, sex, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All those kind of and who was that? Who did she see?
Yeah.
And so when you talk about that and trying to build a case, and you got a whole lot of other people, big time people that are involved, and especially when you talk about underage, sex trafficking is bad, and you can go away for that, but underage, they'll put you under the jail for that. So that's what they're trying to prove here, among some other things that he got going on. And so I think he's in a world of hurt, man.
Yeah, man. I want to add Steve on into the mix since we kind of already got into the hot.
There you go. Mr. Warner Robinson himself.
Wartown, I guess I can slide in on my banana peel baby oil. No, let me see. I tell you.
What you say to this, Steve? This hot thing with the Diddy. What you say?
Diddy, man, I'm having flashbacks of OJ, but OJ had a few outlets. Looks like Diddy don't have an outlet. It seems like he in the dark. Diddy's kind of combination of R. Kelly, OJ, and whoever we missing all mixed together.
Put him in there. It's gumbo.
Yeah, that's a good way to.
He's a combo package.
Gumbo. He got all kinds of gumbo mess going on with him.
Yeah.
But I think the way I see it, just like you guys probably see it. I definitely don't. I don't see him not at least getting some kind of time, man. It just a matter what that is, but I don't see him not getting in some time.
He's gonna get something, but these are some major charges. In addition to whatever else they're gonna put on, shoot. Once it come out, once his back get against the corner, Diddy, she's gonna sing like Nino Brown in court, like, hey. I wasn't the leader of the CMB. I wasn't making all the calls. Kareem Akbar. That's what he gonna start screaming.
You ain't lying. When you get past the appetizer, you ain't lying, man.
It wasn't me, it was TD Jakes who did it.
Right. It wasn't me, it was such and such.
man, he gonna sing like Gladys Knight, I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
It's gonna be uglier, and it's ugly already because the kids sitting up there listening to it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, it's already. It's already.
And as you can imagine, he probably tried to shield that kind of stuff away from his kids.
Right.
But they kind of knew some stuff going, but they didn't know about all that. So he tried to shield all that stuff from his kids, and then they found it out like this. Yeah, that's devastating.
I agree, man.
That's devastating. So we'll keep in tune with what's going on there, man. I swear. What?
Yeah.
Jeez.
All right, but
My
redirect.
goodness,
Go ahead.
yeah. Well, at any rate, man, we moving on. Real quick, man. Jamel Hill, man. I hear that she's returning to ESPN, man. She probably do some last episodes of Around the Horn, I believe. Which is, Jamel was always one of my favorite personalities in the business, man. I just like, I mean, she's just on point, man. I mean, everything she says is on point. And I think she took a deep dive a little bit too much, when all that stuff went down back in June with, all the riots and stuff around the pandemic. Was it 2020?
Yeah.
I think a lot of things went down around that time, and George Floyd and all that kind of stuff. And so she was very outspoken. And I think during the time, the way ESPN was run back then, they just kind of, they want to do something different. They wanted to be a little bit more edgy, a little bit more progressive, and so they just let it rip, and so her and Blockhead, it was old Blockhead was name. Was it Mike Smith or something like that? Old Blockhead.
Yeah.
And, and so they got a little comfortable, and one thing led to another, and next thing you know, she was gone by the time ESPN switched up on producers and stuff. And she said one thing to me. She was right, but she probably shouldn't have said it. She's like, no, if you want to get these owners, the problem is the NFL, and the NFL is the problem, and it's a bunch of smoke and mirrors. And if you want to get them, find out who their sponsors are. And if you find out who their sponsors are, don't buy their products. And if you don't buy their products, they don't make money. I was like, oh my God, she went there.
Yeah,
she went there. And so it was true, but she probably shouldn't have said it. So,
right.
I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm just saying. So, but well respected. She used to be on. I think she would sit in from time to time on the sports reporters. I always watch the sports reporters on the weekend when the old school crew. Oh man, it was so good. Sunday mornings. But most of those guys are gone to glory, man. I don't think anybody's still living. I mean, Levy was there, and Lipico, and John Saunders. Jamel would sit in. Jeez, man, it was a real big star-studded thing, man. But that was when journalism was journalism, and now it's just, shock value now,
Yeah.
And so it is what it is. But that's my bad. I just want to stick that in. Yep. Any favorite personalities y'all got in the business that y'all like to see?
Well, I mean, who's made the biggest noise right now is Michael Jordan. He's going to be a special contributor.
Yes, he will. Yes, he
How
will.
about that? I mean, you're actually going to see Michael Jordan talking about it now.
So he's going to be your favorite one, Hope?
Well, let's see what he, let's see how he get down. But I think as of right now, as far as commentary, who I like, man, I'm Mike Tirico, man.
Yeah, good call.
That's my dude.
Yeah, good call.
Only reason why he's not he calls it like it is. And I never see him being biased against any team.
Yeah.
And he just seemed to be humble, man, when he calls the game. You know what you're gonna get with him every time.
Yeah.
So that's what I like Mike Tirico. I don't, now who probably be my least favorite, man. I know he's big name and everybody likes him. I don't like Stephen A, man. But maybe
but people don't.
But I'm not saying he, and we may have talked about this, Brad. He good at what he does. I'm not taking nothing from Stephen A. He's good at being, the loud and obnoxious guy and all. But for me, he's my least favorite.
Yeah.
So
who you got?
Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, Steve. Who you got, Steve?
Well, it ain't Stephen A. It ain't Shannon Sharp. Just to piggyback on that, I think Vince Carter is going to be joining that NBC
Yep.
cast as well.
Yep.
So that's pretty good. Well, he's not one of my favorite. He just really pretty much started getting his feet wet.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the TNT cast, but that ain't my
Yeah.
top. I will probably
Okay.
say my boy Ryan from the Steelers. He's pretty good.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Ryan Clark.
Yeah, Ryan Clark.
Ryan Clark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got you. Okay. Okay. Your least favorite?
No, I put Ryan at the top. He's up there in the top. I like his style.
Okay. Okay.
Who's the other guy? He's with the Falcons. He's pretty good. He's one of our receivers. Harry Douglas.
Oh, Harry is
Douglas.
good. Yeah. Good call. Yeah, Harry's
good
good.
job. I like the way he's grown and grown into the role.
Yeah. That's a good call.
And he's saying your least favorite. Who's your least favorite?
What's my guy's name? He I would say the gentleman that let my boy Shannon Sharp go. Is it Skip?
Oh, Skip Bayless.
Skip Bayless. Okay.
Yeah, he's right up there with Stephen A. for a lot of people least favorite.
I'm gonna pass on Skip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Skip's up there, man. So when you said TNT, I really like Ernie Johnson, man.
Yeah, Ernie is good. You're right.
I really like Ernie. He's one of my personal favorites. One of my least is Colin Coward. I don't like him at all. He's one of my least favorites. And and what's Chris Collinsworth? Chris Collinsworth, he's my most hated of all time. I do not like Chris Collinsworth.
You know what? I forgot. You know, it's interesting you bring up Chris Collinsworth. I forgot about him. I have to say he's definitely mine than Stephen A. Definitely that. Yeah. You know, it used to be, and you're gonna laugh. One of my used to be least favorite was David Pollard, but anyway, he's no.
I get it.
You get it? Okay. You know why?
He made amends for it, homie. He made amends.
He made amends for it.
Yeah, he made amends for it. He stood it down on the set and told Nick Saban to his face what the deal was, and Nick didn't like it, so he made amends for it.
Okay, that's good. I went ahead and put Lou on in the mix. Hey, Lou.
Hey, Lou, what's going on,
Lou?
Hey, guys.
What's happening, man?
They posed the same question to Lou.
So, Lou, we started talking about Jemele Hill and some other folks that we like, and she's coming back to ESPN, and so that led us to talk about who are our favorites and our least favorite folks. In terms of sportscasters, color commentary, contributors, or whatever.
Where do I begin? Should I start with the crumb list first?
Start wherever you want to start, sir.
All right. Well, I can't stand Skip Bayless.
Yeah.
God, I want to throw up.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about Stephen. I'm not too great about Stephen A. Smith either. You guys are into my impersonation of him over the years, so
Yeah.
I still like Chris Berman. I mean, I did since I was a kid. I still like Berman.
Oh yeah, that's old school. Yeah, Berman just signed a new extension, right?
Yeah, he did.
Signed an extension, but through 2029, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, good. Go all the way.
Yeah. That 3 minutes. Yeah.
There you go.
I'm kind of old school too. The old schools like Bob Levy, who was there for many years.
Yep.
The late Tom Mees, who fortunately died in a tragic accident. I'm on the old school.
Yeah.
But I'm really disappointed when they dumped Samantha Ponder on NFL Countdown. I was ready for Sunday mornings with her.
Yeah. I mean, Ponder. Yeah. I mean, it's been a whole lot of controversial movements with these guys. It's just, so now they trying to.
I do like Mike Greenberg though.
Yeah, Greenberg is cool. Yeah, Greenberg. Yep. Green is cool.
Man, I tell you, man, I even like Stuart Scott. Though.
Oh yeah. Of course.
And don't forget his catchphrase,
"Booyah!"
Cool as the other side. Cool as the other side of the pillow.
Right. Yeah. He was real cool, man.
You can't forget that.
I mean, he was the guy, man. I mean, he just changed the way you saw sports, and the guys who played the game recognized him.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
and it was just tragic, tragic.
That
to go.
tragic. Yeah. Go. Yeah.
Are we only talking sports anchors? Or are we talking play-by-play guys too?
Either or.
Either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both.
Either. Or,
Yeah.
Well, what about Mike Green?
Yeah. Well, my
Mhm.
team's cool. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. Not bad at all, man. I mean, you know, so it's this whole lot of them that I like.
I will give John Madden credit. I think play
yeah.
by. I mean,
Man,
I think he was the best at that, man. No doubt about that.
Man, he had me
One
crying.
of
He
the
had me in
best.
tears, man. When he first started out, I was really in tears laughing, man. He had me crying. Yeah, I mean, he was just enjoyable to watch.
Oh yeah,
My new people up and coming that I do like. I like a lot of folks. I like Agumake. That she does basketball. She's awesome. I like that whole crew. Agumake, Malika, and Elle Duncan.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, Elle is from down here. She wasn't born here, but she grew up here in Atlanta.
Yeah, so, I think she does a great job.
Elle is really solid. Really solid, man. And she gives a different energy to the show. Yeah. And so, and everybody just you know, and for us being down here in Georgia, we love it because we follow her because she worked on radio down here.
Right.
And so if you remember, she worked with Two Live Stews. Yeah. And she went from there to V103 doing some stuff. And she left and she went up north to somewhere in the New England area to do some sports up there in Boston somewhere, something. And then she came to ESPN down the road. And the rest is history. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. So good stuff, guys. Good topic, man. Good stuff. Let's move on, y'all. Just real quick, Braves are back to 500. I don't know what they're doing now. I haven't looked at the score, but we've been hovering around that 500 mark. But the Braves started 0-7 and worked their way back up to 500 in less than a month. So, so it's like, my God. And, you know, we've been consistently inconsistent, but found a way to win games. I mean, this team has been scrappy. This Braves team is just so scrappy. So scrappy, man. And so, and we don't have Ronald Acuna Jr. back. Spencer Strider. Well, Acuna will be back. I think he's been activated for the AA and AAA teams in the minors. And so he'll be back at about within the month. With about 30 days. I put it 30 days. He'll be back sometime next month. But yeah, man, I think the Braves have been finding ways to win close games. You know, it's not the prettiest team to watch. You know? Pretty ugly. They win ugly games, man. They beat. It really should have been beating the Pirates. Should have been a sweep, but it is what it is. That's who the Braves are.
But you know, and you know, you're right. I mean, the Braves have been kind of a scrappy team, and they got kind of, you know, definitely started out the gates real slow. But I mean, baseball is a long season, and
too long.
Right.
Yeah, Lou.
Yeah, I remember Lou was saying that. Yeah, so.
Well, just to my point. I mean, everybody, you know, is, you know, complaining about how other things are like, oh, the NBA season's too long, the NHL season's too long, and this and that. Look, hockey and basketball only play half as much as MLB games. They play 162 games, you know, from late March to late September, early October, depending on the calendar. So you're telling me that you want to try and cut the NBA and NHL season, but you don't want to cut the baseball season.
Yeah.
Can I explain that?
Not at all. Not at all.
Thank you.
You know, yeah. So I don't get it. But yeah. So we'll keep eyes on those things and those changes coming about the way. You know, see what our Braves are gonna do. Are you gonna catch into those games, Steve?
I do. I actually want to. We were just doing a text chat with one of our relatives that live right up the street from them. She can literally walk to the Braves games.
Nice.
And we are trying to look at some home games to see which ones we're gonna catch up with her and stay in her guest room that night because we're probably gonna have a few of those beers at the game.
Man, yeah, man, yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's the thing. Unless you live around that Cobb area, you got to find somewhere to stay because that's a long drive.
Yeah,
exactly.
And and I don't know about it'll be tough watching a base or any game dry. It's tough for me to do, man. Unless I'm sick. If I'm sick, then maybe I'm not drinking anything because I'm on the medication. But shoot, man, if I'm healthy or relatively healthy, I'm tossing them down, man. And so I'm not gonna be able to drive that long.
You definitely want to set up shop, get a hotel room or something.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's kind of been bugging me out about going to games out there. It's just so far. Atlanta's just spread out. You can ride an hour in 15 minutes and still be in Atlanta. So, it's crazy. So, So, guys, look, football schedule was out. I passed it around. Everybody should know where their favorite teams, who we're playing, and all that kind of stuff. So I guess that's an exciting thing. I'll talk about the win losses. We'll talk about that a little bit tonight, more so next week as we get further into the season. So the Falcons, man. I mean, let's sit on this for a minute, man. We have the Bucks, at home on week 1. And we got 2 Monday night football games, one against the Rams, the other against the Bills. So we got to find some kind of way to get Diane in the mix, Luke, so that we can talk about that matchup between the Bills and the Falcons.
Yeah, we gotta try and get her in here. I've been trying to get her for weeks.
Yeah. So Hobart, let's look at getting the phone line straight too. We'll go in and and get the thing straight. So once we get the phone lines, then Diane and some more people can call in.
She misses you guys.
Oh man, she just adds to the show.
She sure does. She does on my show too.
Yep. So let's do that on the other side of the board, Hover.
Okay.
We got 2 Sunday. Yeah. Oh no. We got two Sunday night football games against the Vikings and the 49ers. We play the Colts in Germany, and we got the Christmas Day games are the Cowboys versus the Redskins. Oh god dang! Did I say the Redskins? Washington, DC, whoever is up there.
You meant the Commodores.
Yeah, those guys. And the Lions versus the Vikings. Christmas Day. And that's interesting that the Lions would get both the Christmas Day game and the Thanksgiving game.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
So guys, what do you think about those games that I just mentioned? Usually the Falcons will play a rival, what I consider our rival, our number one rival is the Saints game 1, but we get the Saints like the last game of the season, which is always fun. And in the middle of the season. But we get the Bucks, a team that for the most part, we pretty much dominate the Bucks. I don't care how well they do in the season. We usually have the Bucks number, and we swept the Bucks last year, and they still won the division. So how do the Falcons do that? I mean, only the Falcons can find ways to lose a division like that. So, what do you guys think about that first game against the Bucks?
Well, I think it's a winnable game. I think, we should. I like the fact we got a home game to start out the season.
Yep. That's good.
So maybe we can get on the right track and get that first win at home. But I like, I think I like our chances of winning.
Yeah. Yeah. What you think, Steve?
I agree. I think it's a winnable game. We can you guys hear me? We got Baker. I think we got Baker Mayfield's number. He still throws for some serious yardage, but we keep him out of the red zone. Yeah. And Evans is always a problem, but I think with our edge rushers and what we putting together and with our new quarterback, I think we got a chance to shine on the Bucks.
Yeah.
I definitely do.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. And it's interesting because the Falcons, on a few years ago, we didn't have any primetime games. Now we got 4.
Yeah.
And we got a game in Germany, which I hope that's the away game. It's a home game. People don't like that. Nobody wants the home game overseas. Nobody. And so, but that's in Germany. What do you guys think about that? These games overseas. There are more and more of these games every year.
It's becoming a new. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. Like for the Falcons to play in Germany, I think it'll be a good guy trip. To go over to Germany.
I bet.
Just the same if they had just like last year.
Berlin.
Berlin. Just like last year, you had the Eagles and Green Bay starting out playing in Brazil. Who wouldn't, if you're a fan of those teams, who wouldn't want to take a trip to Brazil? I think it's cool personally.
Yeah.
What you was gonna say, Steve?
Well, I was saying that it's really that's a success story in the NBA. Popovich kind of started that with his group in the NBA, and look at what we're looking at in the NBA. The MVP is international. Not necessarily this year, but he's runner up. But I think the NFL is. I don't know if they following suit like the NBA, but they have started to kind of plant the flags in those international states, and I think it's starting to happen. And countries, and I think we are going towards that era.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting to watch.
Like even I heard they may plan to have Miami play in Colombia. So
Colombia.
Wow.
Columbia, South Carolina. Never mind.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Oh, Columbia.
All right.
That would be interesting. Well, if you play in Brazil, why not?
Well, yeah, of course.
I guess, but I don't. But I mean, it'll be a trip, and you depend on fans to travel. Because I don't, like I said, I don't know if you got enough fans, in some of these areas that like the NFL more than they like soccer.
But I think that's the whole purpose of it, is to try to, get these countries to engage in the NFL, learn the game.
Well, it's popular in Europe, so why not?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and the big picture is the NFL is trying to compete with Premier League. Let's call it what it is. Premier League is number one. I mean, you got a lot of different leagues of soccer,
especially the Premier League.
But Premier League is premier. And the World Cup. World Cup is the biggest thing ever. That is the biggest thing. So, I mean, you're not going to
for them. They call football two ways. They call it, the football that we call soccer, and then they refer to, our football as football America. That's how they. That's how
American
football.
Yeah. It's American football. That's what it is. It's football and American football.
They call it American football where they are. We just call it football. While you call your football, we call it soccer.
Yeah, right. It's like soccer. Well, we just call it soccer just to shut y'all up. But it's one of my coworkers like, man, look, it's the original football. It is football. It's the only football that's being played.
Correct.
American football is you guys are secondary. It's American football. It's whatever. It's like you're very seldom use your foot on the ball unless you punt, you kick, everything else you throwing it, you're running it, you're moving it is rugby. It's sophisticated rugby. So can't say nothing about it. Yeah, you're probably right. Probably, makes more money than rugby, but I get it. But so I the out of town games, and so Lou, have you had a chance to watch to check Dallas' schedule?
I have.
What does it look like? Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying earlier, that we all play the same schedule. We all play the same schedule. Same amount of games, same teams. So I don't really buy into like, oh, this team has the easier schedule, this team has the harder schedule.
Yeah,
We're all playing the same amount of games, because you play your division twice and your other conference foes once a year. So I don't really look at who has more of an advantage.
Yeah. So
You can pretty sure you want, but
you play. Yeah, the games you play are the games you play.
That's right. You get what it gives you.
And so many times we like to copy and
It's
paste
not rocket science, people.
We can't always copy and paste the previous year and expect the same results.
Right.
Right.
So you gotta take it in changes that teams make or that what teams don't make. So we'll see where that ends with everybody. But yeah, I and one thing to note also on Christmas Day is basketball. So basketball, because basketball used to own Christmas. Nothing, no NFL games, and all you just settle in and you watch the Lakers, you watch the Knicks.
Unless it's on the weekend.
Yeah, but now, everybody, the NFL is like, no. We want a piece of that action. And NFL is, it don't matter who.
But you don't want to put on. But you don't want to put on network TV.
What's that? Another TV, Lou?
You don't want to put on network TV though. You want to give it to
network,
Netflix or
yeah.
Prime. Which I have Prime and it's great, but Netflix,
Well, Netflix is still trying to work out the kinks. I mean, some stuff is all right, some stuff not as good. I've been watching some of the wrestling stuff on Netflix that's been pretty decent. But
just about 2030.
Yeah, so in the football games, we'll see. But I think there's the assumption that everybody's streaming right now. More so than cable.
I know I am.
Yeah, so because right, and so they look at the numbers, and you look at the millions of people worldwide who have Netflix, worldwide who have Prime, and so NFL is like, shoot, well, why not just go ahead and use these platforms to show our games on a holiday? People eating good, drinking good, feeling good. Let's keep it going. Give them something to watch, something to do, and I think it's smart.
But what about people who don't have Netflix and stuff? They're going to say, "Oh, we're screwed," So
I mean,
be fair to them.
Well, that's the thing though, Lou. That's the reason why when they did it last year to test it out. Mm-hmm. So they want to see how it's going to work, and it was a success apparently. So now they like, hey, let's just run it again.
Okay, well,
I don't even think
I think it's going to happen, say 2030, when they're going to try YouTube or Netflix to grab all the NFL games and leave the people with only network TV flat.
Well,
I mean, that's a
good point, though. You make a good point.
So you're right. So Airwaves tell you, network, they got to find some kind of way. I think they're going to end up partnering with somebody's going to partner with somebody in order to get these games to make it more convenient, like they're doing right now. Yeah, I think they're going to partner.
What's going to end up happening is it already started with soccer, Apple TV. There you go. Most of their games, majority of their games, MLS is on Apple TV.
Yeah, but nobody likes soccer anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, that's true. That's true. That is true.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's watching MLS. I mean, worldwide. I mean, we're watching it here. We're keeping it afloat, but worldwide, ain't nobody watching MLS. It's like it's like watching USL. What's the league? USFL.
USFL.
No,
The,
what is it
UFL?
right now? What is it? What is it, Lou?
The UFL?
No, it's the what is it? The Birmingham Stallions. What's that league? The AFL?
The UFL.
UFL.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the UFL.
It's
I'm not gonna say out loud.
they combined the UFL and what did the XFL? I don't know.
XFL. I got
Yeah.
XFL.
But-
Right.
But yeah,
right.
yeah.
So that's MLS to the world.
Right.
That's what MLS is to the world. Somewhat. It might be a little extreme, but still, that's kind of what it is. I mean, they're starting to get some players on the other side of the hill, but still, I mean, it's not Premier League or nothing like that. I mean, Premier League is like the NFL of the world. And so
Premier League is dominant. Well, that's like weekend. That's like weekends and stuff.
yeah. I mean, so, but I mean, the Hova's point. I think it's just a matter of time before the NFL is just like, all right, we just gonna spread ourselves between this and that, and that's it. And platforms like Fubo and YouTube TV, and some of the other streaming services, and Hulu, some of the other streaming services where you do get like the traditional network television, they're gonna have to strike a deal with somebody.
I have Hulu, so I hope they can do that because I have Hulu.
Yeah, Hulu. Yeah, all of they're gonna strike a deal because I have Hulu.
I have that.
I don't do network television with Hulu anymore. Any live, or let's just say live TV is what they call it.
Right.
But they have live TV on Prime now.
Yeah.
So pay attention, y'all. Pay attention. Prime has live television. They have the NFL, and once they strike a deal for the shows that or these networks or NBC, ABC spread themselves out a little bit more, and once they get this deal with Prime, it's a wrap for say YouTube, unless they make a deal. YouTube is big time. YouTube TV is huge, but the minute these networks spread themselves a little bit more, and you get on Prime or something like that, and you got the football, and you got that, man, times are changing. Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention. It's gonna get real interesting by the end of the next 5 to 10 years, guys. Real interesting.
I agree.
2030.
Yep. So look at basketball, guys. We just had the NBA lottery. Our Hawks got the number 13 championship.
Wow.
Championship, 13 pick. Who we gonna get? So, but I think the real talk is Dallas getting the number 1 position.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, all right, that's where Cooper Flag's gonna go. But a lot of people are kind of rolling their eyes at Dallas for like, wait a minute, out the blue, they're gonna trade Luka, your top pick of only a few years ago, arguably one of the best players in the league, and then you turn around and you get the number 1 pick, Cooper. Well, everything's pointing towards Cooper Flag. And so, and you got that. And so everybody's rolling their eyes at that whole thing. So, what do you guys think about that? The whole lot.
I wouldn't say it's fixed. I mean, it is kind of suspicious how Dallas did be on number 1, but to say it's fixed, I mean, that's a little bit far fetched.
Yeah. Kind of hard thing to do. So I don't know. I mean, if you've seen the process and how they go about that, it's just kind of tough to do. I hope what you got on that.
Yeah, I mean, I I think it is kind of ironic that they get the number 1 pick. It makes you, it makes you something to think about. I wasn't expecting that to happen, like a lot of people.
It's a coincidence.
Like all of a sudden it's coincidence.
Yeah.
I don't, but I mean, stranger things have happened. So I guess we just have to.
That's everything altogether.
Yeah.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
Oh, not that kind. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm a sci-fi geek. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, man. Me
Well,
too.
Stranger Things is the Atlanta Hawks getting the first pick. So
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
so
Yeah.
to me, I think they shuffled some cards. And that Joker just got pulled. Dallas Mavericks had that low percentage, but they got pulled the Joker. I mean, we'll know maybe 10 years down the road if it was conspiracy. But I think it was just a shuffle. I think it was just a shuffle, and they so happened to get the Joker.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
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 Because the Hawks don't get nothing free. So if the Atlanta
That's
Hawks
right.
got first pick,
Man,
and I know that was nothing involved.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You got a good point.
Yeah, excellent point there. Huh, jeez. Wow. But yeah, man, y'all hitting the nail on the head right here, man. I can't call it. Y'all hitting on all cylinders with that. But yeah, that we'll see what happens with that. And still with the number 13 pick. And the Hawks we're still looking for a new GM. That has gotten quiet now, but it's probably because they're looking at somebody who's already playing. But Hawks looking for a new GM. So we'll see what happens and how aggressive that he's going to be doing the draft with the Hawks, or how smart he's going to be. Can't wait for that, man.
Yeah, he's gonna pick up Giannis.
Giannis, all arrows are pointing towards that in terms of, and that might be the determining factor for who gets picked. It's like one of the interview questions is, okay, how would you go about getting Giannis? Let's cut to the chase. Or some other guys, or big time guys that we need on this squad. So in order, how do we build through the draft? What do you see at number 13 that you think nobody else is seeing? And I'm talking about globally. So
There you go.
So yeah, I just think that all of that stuff is on the table, guys. All that stuff's on the table. Real quick, man. And we already talked about MJ. And all that's Hova's boy right there, MJ. So I know you're gonna be tuning in for that Hova. See how great of a commentator he can be. See now, yeah. So I just think he's doing it because he and Charles is always competing against each other. And so Charles has been very successful for many, many years doing that. And he said, "Y'all know you can't beat you doing that, chump." Charles saying something like that. Like, man, you come on in my arena, but I bet you can't do half stuff that I do. I can hear Charles yakking at him now.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying. I don't know. I just think MJ, he's been away from the game for a while, and I think that just is a way for him to get back close to the game. That's how I see it. I figured he's boredom, right?
Yeah.
Like how many times he's done all the traveling with his wife, and they hit all the nice joints. So it's like, okay, what else is there left to do? Get back close to the game. Let me be a special contributor. And I think that's what it comes down to, bro. I think it's just boredom.
I think it's boredom, and but I mean, Mike had never really been known as, being a great personality off the court, and everybody just kind of give him a pass because he, to some people, is the GOAT. And so, he don't have to say much. He just said, and when he does speak, he says a little bit here, a little bit there. It's always the right thing. And probably the only time you're really seeing him be himself or vulnerable is during Kobe's ceremony.
Right.
That was very memorable. The speech he gave, and you could tell that was very, very personal to him. Kobe wasn't just a dude, and so he was his little brother. And for Mike to say that, and for this guy to parent it, that was, I don't know if everybody caught that. But I thought that was really special right there. Being that Jordan never, he's a very guarded person.
But you think about it, I mean, it's almost, I kind of almost make I don't know, maybe a similarity to Tom Brady,
Good one.
It's almost like Tom Brady. Who would have thought? They made this big promo when he was getting ready to come on and start talking about the game commentary. They had all these different promo, like, okay, Tom is coming. Tom is a little kid, and he's on a computer, and all of a sudden he says something to the point of, yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get back to it, but I'm just talking about it now. So,
right.
I just see him. I think there's gonna be a big promo with MJ.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Same
of course.
thing. He coming down court drinking Gatorade, whatever the.
No. What? Yeah.
Who knows? They may even go back and bring what's
Spike
the one?
Lee.
I want to be like Mike. I
Oh.
don't know.
Yeah. So how you? I mean, it's kind of hard to say that right now, but what do you guys think about Tom Brady? How's Tom Brady been to you guys?
I'll let Lou start with that one.
Go ahead, Lou.
Well, like what? What do you mean by Tom Brady?
I mean, do you think that Tom Brady has been a success commentating?
Not really.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think he's got. I mean, some can make the transition from player to sportscaster, and there are some who just can't do it. I mean, there's been a few. Which was it? One of the former Cowboy players who made a successful transition.
It was Romo.
Tony Romo. Yeah.
Yep. Romo's great.
Romo made a great transition.
Great. Yep.
I mean, just because you can play football doesn't mean you can call games.
Yeah, Romo's great. So I'm gonna flip it over to Steve. What you think about Tom Brady? How do you think he made his transition from football to commentating?
I think Matt Ryan sounds better than Brady. In my opinion.
Oh,
The Matt sounds better than Brady. I'm not saying he's horrible. I just think that he didn't jump in and become elite like the Romos and a few others that. Actually, the gentleman, I'm missing his name, but Tom Brady replaced him. He was the tight end for the Panthers.
Carolina, yeah, it was.
Carolina. He sounds good.
Greg Olsen. Yeah, Greg Olsen was really good. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Greg Olsen was thorough.
Greg Olsen. There you go.
Greg Olsen. Yeah.
Really good. I really don't have a big problem with Tom Brady. Actually, I mean, yeah, he had some gaffes here and there, but I don't think he had any more gaffes than some other people coming in. I mean, early on. I mean, if they give him some time, we'll see if he improves, and I think he will because he's a hard worker.
That's true.
And he knows the game, and so a lot of the things that he says, being that he's one of the greatest to play the game of all time, then you pay attention to it.
That's true.
And he much like Romo, I think Romo was the best, but you can call a play or two before it happens. He can see it before it happens. He can call the defense. He's looking at it as a player. And as somebody who never played the game professionally, then, it's a treat to hear what's in the mind of a professional football player when he's watching the game. Right. Sitting down with him. Like, wouldn't we all like to sit next to a professional football? Well, Tom Brady. And say, well, how does Tom Brady watch the game? What is he looking at? What is he thinking? How does he feel? What would he do? Now you know.
Yeah, I do want to say this real quick, guys. I will say that Brady is not like Magic Johnson when he tried to come out there.
Oh, low blow.
Yeah, that was a low blow.
Low blow.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson was a disaster.
Yes, he was. He was. And Magic is my guy too.
I like him. Yeah,
I'm a Magic guy, but he was.
You know what's funny? Every now and then they have Magic come up and talk. On T. I think TNT.
TNT, yeah. I mean, but
it's only a segment though, right?
Right. It's a segment, but he's got a supporting cast that won't that'll pick him up. They won't let him get straight too far off the beaten path. And so, and Ernie Johnson, if you got Ernie Johnson running the show, then you ain't got anything to worry about.
That's true.
Yeah.
You got Ernie Johnson. So that if you got a Mike Tirico, because Tirico did the Olympics and everything. So if you got a veteran like Tirico, you got nothing to worry about. But I think that he's gonna have some veterans with him. Michael Jordan, that is. And it'd be interesting to hear him talk about other players in the game today. And if he can really kind of open himself up, like Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller kind of talked about back in the day, but he won't beat you upside the head with it. He'll just snap right back into 2025 and call the game for what it is, and he will give players props that deserve it. I mean, if Ant-Man is doing his thing, he's like, man, this man is great. He is unstoppable. He hypes it up. Can Michael Jordan do that?
I think, yeah, and I think too. I know with one thing with Brady, I've listened, to him, and he can come off a little biased. You can kind of see where, especially when he was calling. I'm pretty sure it was the game with the Bucks. Or it might have been one of them, but he seemed to lean more toward giving you more and more insight with them than the other team. So that's why I say he definitely that's probably the only thing he needs to work on is try to be a little neutral about it.
I agree, Hope. I mean,
or his favorites. I put it this way, his favorites, because you can kind of sense who his favorites are.
Oh yeah, you can, and the ones who are not his favorites. So,
correct. Oh, absolutely. You can definitely tell.
Yeah. I mean, he does not like the Jets.
You know what? That's probably why Lou said what he said.
Yeah, he does not like the Jets.
He definitely don't like the Jets.
Yeah, he don't like the Jets, man. So, so in the Colts, he kind of, he ain't that crazy about the Colts either.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he just, and so at any rate, I get it. And I think you made a good call, Steve, about Matt Ryan, because I think, the up and coming guys, which is Matt Ryan and Tom Brady and a couple of other guys in there. Well, I think that everybody can agree that Matt Ryan has finally surpassed Tom Brady in something.
Well,
because he couldn't beat him in football, so you turn it back around and you put him behind the desk, man, and he's running circles around Tom Brady.
Well, the thing about it, and I think all three of us talked about it, maybe even talked with Lou about it, that we felt like Matt Ryan should have been talking about it a long time ago. But
yes, sir.
That's correct. Yes, that's checkmate. Good one.
Yes, sir. That's true. But to Matt Ryan's credit, and he fits with CBS. That's just something about CBS and Matt Ryan. It's just it fits. It fits so well. So I'm happy for old Matty Ice. So real quick, guys, I'm sorry we all off schedule, but just real quick, the basketball playoffs. We watch them. They're going on right now. We got key injuries with Steph Curry. He's not going to be back. And I think that, it's a good chance that Golden State's going to be put to rest tonight. And Jason Tatum got a ruptured Achilles tendon or something like that he had surgery on last night. There was a gruesome injury. Heartbreaking injury for Tatum. I'm not a Boston fan, but I don't like seeing players get hurt. I just don't. And so with him being that main guy, Boston did a great job coming back, had an emotional game at home against the Knicks, to kind of stay alive. But I don't know, man. I don't know if they're going to be able to withstand being without Tatum for an extended period of time to get back to the championship. What you guys got on that?
I agree. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Lou.
I agree with that.
Yeah, you're right. You hate to see. Tatum was balling out of control. He having probably game one of his best games in the playoffs, and you just hate to see that happen to him.
Yeah.
And you know this, Brad. You know the injury he has, man. Unfortunately, man, it takes away from your game because
Mhm.
the recovery.
Yep.
And once you are back, same thing with KD. Once you get back, man, it's like, yeah, you still got the skills, but you might be a little tad off here and there. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mhm.
just
It's true.
it's just one of those injuries, man, that you just when something like that happens, you just like, oh man, it's not just it's a major setback for real, for real. You
Yeah.
know, so whenever he gets back and whenever that time he gets back, man, it's gonna take time. And it happened with, like as I said, KD, even
Yeah.
what's his name, the Splash Brother guy,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Clay,
Clay
Clay
same
Thompson.
thing,
Thompson.
Clay
same
Thompson.
thing, Clay Thompson, same thing. It happened to him too.
Yeah.
So
And he was never really the same after the injury, though.
that's what I'm saying.
Because he had another injury after that.
He did. He had another one. The same was
Because he's
Achilles, I think.
overcompensating. Right.
Yeah, that Achilles, man. That's a
Yeah.
tough one. That's a
That's
tough.
a tough one, man. Because it's non-contact.
Correct.
And it's not like, football or somebody just slid up under you and undercut you and your leg got trapped, which is horrible. But this was
Yeah.
non-contact, man. And those non-contact injuries are just the
Yeah,
worst.
you seen, but they are the worst. I've seen, we've seen seen that injury happen to many athletes, and unfortunately one of the the downside of that injury is the recovery and the comeback.
Yeah.
Sometimes it ain't always,
I mean, and these are world-class athletes. And these guys are younger than all of us on the call, but and they can recover a lot quicker. But I mean, they got to work 8-10 hours a day on rehab every day just to walk.
It does take away from your game, no doubt about it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. He's got to learn, guys. He got to learn how to walk again first. I mean, he's got to walk on it and put his weight on it first before he can even think about getting back to NBA level.
Correct.
Jesus, man, that's so bad. I sure hate it for him, man. Good player.
Yeah,
really good player, man. I sure hate it for him.
No doubt.
But
was that the same? Was that the same injury Juju got? Did she get Achilles?
I think.
Juju Watkins?
Yeah, Juju Watkins. What was her?
Was it ACL or MCL? No, it was
don't know,
ACL
man.
or MCL. It was one of those.
Yeah.
I
know it wasn't good. I know that.
Oh, hell no. It was horrible. Yeah, hers was bad too. I would have I thought it was like a meniscus tear or something like that.
She had an ACL, man.
Yeah, ACL. I think ACL, one of them. Yep. Yeah. That's horrible. I mean, and hers was non-contact.
It was non-contact. I know it was non-contact.
Non-contact, man. It's like, okay. And those things, like you say, guys, they take already a year.
They already have a write-up. Jason Tatum injury draws parallels to Juju. Mm-hmm. I agree. The same. That's why I said non-contact.
Non-contact.
And those are like those are the worst. And you're right. It's baby steps. I gotta learn how to walk first if I can get back to basketball.
I gotta walk first. And everything else. I mean, it's just a process and different phases of trying to get back. So that and to be honest, those type of injuries, that's gonna take about 18 months, y'all.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
At least 18 months. They try to rush him back, shoot him up. Now that kind of stuff, bring him back, man. But it's really at least 18 months, 2 years. If you're doing it the right way. Now, I'm just, luckily for Juju, she's young enough to where she ain't got to stress. She gonna get picked up. She gonna make the money. She gonna be all right. She gonna get it in, but it's gonna be a process, man. And she's still young, and she's still young enough to where she can do some things. So we'll see how that goes. So what's gonna happen with the Nuggets and OKC guys? Nuggets OKC gonna put them to bed or what?
I think OKC will, because the Nuggets are our MVP is not playing MVP like.
Yeah, right.
So I think the young fellas, I think they're gonna pull it out.
Yeah. Interesting to see. What do you guys think, Lou? You got on OKC and Nuggets. Who's gonna pull that out?
I'm gonna say the Thunder.
Yeah. The young Thunder Guns, man.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Thunderbolts.
I think this series is definitely going to go 7 games.
Oh yeah.
But I see Thunder pulling it out in 7.
Yeah. I mean, they're coming up short with some of the help, and MVP is not MVP like. He's been, I don't know what the hell's wrong with him, but he's not in rare form. I know that, and so all the pressure's been put on Murray's back, and they're trying to piece this thing together. But he's going to have to find himself and make him pay. But I think also you got to give credit to OKC with the big men that they have and being active under the basket and making things hard on it. So you got to give OKC a little bit credit, that big man.
Yeah.
And so the Pacers defeat the Cavs. Anybody had that on their bingo card?
No,
I did not. Go ahead.
No, I didn't have it on my bingo card. I mean, let's face it, man. I mean, hell, Indiana just outplayed Cleveland, man. I don't know. Cleveland was the favorite, but somewhere along the way, Indiana proved everybody wrong.
Yeah.
I always felt like Indiana kind of, was this gritty type team. And I'm going to go ahead and put it out there, Brad. Hell, I think they're my team to be in the finals.
Woo! I mean, look, man. I mean, they playing pretty good defense, good experience, right amount of mixed with youth. Halliburton, ain't nobody got no answer for Halliburton. So I mean, hey man, Turner's doing his thing. But look, you got Indiana, and I don't know. I think it's probably going to be Indiana and the Knicks. I think the Knicks going to find a way to get through this series against Boston.
It's better.
Yeah, I think Knicks win this series.
Yeah.
If they can keep Brunson healthy. If Brunson can stay healthy, which is saying a whole lot. And because the Knicks go as Brunson goes.
There you go.
I think it's going to be Knicks and Indiana, and I think Indiana going to beat the Knicks.
Yeah. I mean, Indiana, they got a stride right now. They're hot. The shooting's hot. Defense is hot. I mean, they on all cylinders. They cooking with grease, man. So if you got to go on a limb, Indiana versus OKC, which would probably be the least watched basketball game, least watched NBA championship in history, probably. So they're gonna have to do a lot to market this thing with their star players, man. So they go, SGA, you really gonna have to market him like now. I don't think they're doing enough to market the young guy. He is from Canada, but so what? So is Brunson. So, so look, man, you got and Brunson gets a lot more market. I mean, because he's in New York, but he gets a lot more market, a lot more pub than than SGA. So they're gonna have to do something about that's an NBA problem. I don't think they're you got to market these young guys a little bit more. I think Ant-Man is pretty much the guy that they want to market. He's making it tough for him to market because he don't want to be that guy. He's kind of like Charles Barkley, or worse than Charles. He does not want to be that guy. He wants to be himself and If you ever hear him talk, man, he's straight up from Atlanta, man. He's straight up ATL, bro. If you ever hear him talk and just see the camera on him, you just like, oh, okay.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. I see why. Yeah, I'm going to find somebody else to be your poster boy. But anything get out, guys. I'm sorry we run a little bit over tonight, but it's been so much fun having Lou and Steve on here tonight, man. It's been real great, guys. Any parting words before we shut it down for the night, fellas? Steve?
I'm actually good. I'm gonna let Lou get it. I hope your Knicks go the next round. Villanova, go Villanova.
Of course.
Hey, all right, Lou, take us home, brother.
All right. Well, on Saturday's show, we'll discuss, of course, the Knicks and the rest of the NBA playoffs. We'll also talk about the NBA draft lottery. Some are already complaining about it. We'll take a look at the NHL playoffs, and I'll do their draft lottery, which I didn't get a chance to do last week for some odd reason. I don't know why I didn't do it. Also, we'll have the PG updates on the PGA Golf Championship, which takes place starting tomorrow. Also, some MLB. I'll take a look at the NFL schedule. I can't do all 32 teams, of course, because that would take up to about a month or so. So, but I'll do the best I can. Oh, yeah, the Preakness Stakes as well as the second leg of the Triple Crown. There are a few people who do get involved in this. So, also some MLB, the opening week of the WNBA. So, we'll take a look at that and see what your predictions are on that. Also, the Ridiculous Side of the Week, sports trivia, this week in sports history. Your thoughts and comments are always welcome. And the Feel Good Story of the Week. So remember, it's from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Number is 512-543-4662. Don't forget, you can check us out on YouTube. Go to YouTube time at thesportshow.com. And don't forget to like and share the Facebook page as well. Steve, you're welcome to join the show as well. Where are you located?
I'm in Atlanta. I'm right here in Lawrenceville,
Okay,
Atlanta.
same time. Okay, same time for you. I gotta
Same
make
time.
that sure. Brendan Hope has been on the show occasionally too. So if you get a chance on Saturday between 4 and 6, give the show a call.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Good show.
Okay.
Excellent show. Thanks, Lou.
Thanks, Lou.
Good night,
Yeah.
Lou. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. We want to thank everybody for joining the Bread Hope Show. Lou, Steve. Steve gonna be back though.
Yes.
So, yeah, yes, sir. So thanks for joining the show. Until next time. Speak on it.
All right.